Okay, guys, so I don't know if I'm in the mental state to make this video right now, and frankly, everyone's been really mean to me on Twitter, and the reason why I have the window closed behind me is, frankly, the entire city of Austin is on fire. The three people have tried to light me on with gasoline. They've tried to pour it on me and light me on fire today. I actually got a letter from Joe Biden himself. It was written in purple crown, and it said, "F you." He misspelled the F word. I don't know how you do that, but he was obviously very angry. And the reason for this is simple. Everybody knows that everybody on the internet listens to me and hangs on my every word because I am the most woke empty house business advice guy who also gives crypto fat advice with a great bod and is also very PG and, as you know, is family friendly. And the reason why everyone is so upset is because I've thrown the world into gigantic turmoil equivalent to the 2008 crash. Yes, instead of people losing all their houses, they missed out on the Ethereum pump when I told everybody to sell at $1,800. And, you know, guys, I only have to say one thing. F***ing got you. You think I would apologize to you simps? I was just getting you to dump Ethereum the entire time. I got everyone. Joe Biden, Oprah, Elon Musk, and Bob. You don't know who he is. I got you all to dump your ETH while I bought all of it, and now I am richer than all of you. But this is a normal state. This is how the world is supposed to be. The natural flux of everything is Alex Becker has this much money, you have this much. But look, let's just come clean. Let's just come clean, you plebs. I'm done playing games with you. I'm done f***ing with your finances. Now that you all dumped your ETH and I bought it back, I'm willing to sell it back to you for $3,200. But let's back up. Frankly, I'm feeling a tinge of guilt because it's hard winning this much. It is hard winning this much. So what I'm going to do, because I feel a tinge of guilt, like I said, I'm tired of getting your goat this good. I'm going to give you guys some tips. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next in this marketplace. Because as you know, I only make the right call if you take away all my wrong calls. Okay, if you can't tell, that intro was a joke. If you are new here, I make jokes in the intro. I did technically sell my ETH at $1,800. However, I still like that move because the coins I traded into went up 200 and 300%. So that was good. And they're in a great position to pump right now. And in my opinion, I think I'm in a pretty damn strong spot based on just the history of how this market operates. And what I want to do in this video is talk about what I think is going to happen next, and more so just kind of point you to what the patterns that I've seen are, what I plan to do based on these patterns, based on my mistakes, and also go over kind of the history of how the market behaves and what I would be really surprised if this doesn't happen next. Also, do you know I have a Twitter at ZSS Becker where I tweet things about crypto before I post things on YouTube? It's usually not useful, but there's pictures of Stone Cold Steve Austin. You should totally follow me there. So let's look at the charts right here. So obviously Ethereum right here, absolutely taking off, doing super well after 2 months, okay? And what you got to look at right here is the pattern it forms a lot of the time in crypto. Okay? So obviously just to review some of my trades right here, I moved out of Ethereum around, let's look at the last 3 months. I moved out of Ethereum around March, starting at the beginning of March, and really starting to end at around March 22nd. And then the coins I moved into, for example, like the biggest one I moved into from Ethereum, this ended up being the trade from God. Okay, so if we go look at the 3 months on this one, about March 22nd is when I really piled in the origin protocol from this, and then ba-bam. So my big mistake right here was holding it way too long, which I don't think is a mistake, but if we're definitely trying to trade our way up the market, massive mistake, absolutely massive mistake. And so this is something I wanted to share with you going into what my plan is here in a second, just so you kind of understand what you're looking at. Because this caught me a little bit off guard, just being straight up with you, because I knew altcoins were volatile, but these 50% dips and stuff like that, I expected OGN to just kind of fart around up here for a bit. So definitely went down. We saw the same thing with like Chain Games or SPI or anything like that. And so really moving out of Ethereum was the best trade ever. Holding these things afterwards, not the best trade ever. That being said, I'm still super optimistic about these things, and I think this is a really good trade overall because right now, I'm still sitting in a nice juicy 2x on these, okay, from when I moved out of there. Now, of course, Ethereum's done about a 2x at this point, so we're about neck and neck. But I want to explain to you why I'm not getting back into Ethereum right now and what's probably going to happen in the market just based on looking at the history of how crypto behaves, what everybody else is thinking. at least the people that know what they're talking about in crypto, and really just a trend that crypto always follows. Because if you get into this right now, what you're probably seeing is everyone talking about Ethereum and everybody talking about Dogecoin. But the last thing you want to do in crypto is you never want to be buying or moving around based on these pumps right here. So if we go look at let's just look at the last month right here with Dogecoin, we really don't want to be buying at these pumps right here. Because if you look at everything in crypto, after it pumps hard, it always goes down. Okay, so we're probably about to see Ethereum go down. We're probably about to see Dogecoin go down. It's probably going to correct. And what we saw during the big altcoin pump that just happened, we saw Ethereum get super boring. Okay, and so one of the big advantages of these top few cryptos right here is when they do dip, you're only probably going to see like a 20-30% dip. You're not going to see these 60% dips that we're seeing in altcoins right now. And so knowing this, what's about to happen? Well, what's about to happen is you can actually just go back to 2018 and kind of watch this. Okay, so if we go and look at the peak of Bitcoin, which was leading the market heavily in 2018. Okay, so you can see if we go all the way back here, Bitcoin peaked out in December, middle of December. And so then what happened at that point right there is people, if we go look at the peak of Ethereum, it peaked out about January 9th. And then what we really saw is we saw all the top 10, top 20 cryptos peak out at this time too. And then what happened? All the micro coins a little bit after this just went insane for the rest of the month. They just went insane. And so what pattern does crypto follow? And I should have seen this pattern going with my last trades if I was trading around. Okay, and I'm going to tell you right now straight up, my goal with OGN, chain games, and whatnot was to trade around. Okay, but I'm now holding these things because they went like this, and really at the point where we're looking at right now, this is what I think is about to happen. Again, I'm not going to sit here and act like this was my plan the entire time. Let's just be straight with each other. I want to share with you my lessons because I'm in the crypto market with you. Okay, I'm not your guru. I'm with you. And so I'm saying, what am I looking at for my past year in this, and what do I expect to happen, and what am I going to do? Okay, so obviously at the peak of the altcoins right here, the best thing I could have possibly done was move it into the top 10 coins. I didn't do that. And I should have done that because I've been screaming on the channel, and everybody on the internet has been screaming, money goes into Bitcoin, then it goes into ETH, then it goes into top 50 to top 100 coins, like we just literally saw. We just saw this happen. And then it goes into the smaller altcoins. And right now, what we're really seeing is money pouring in the ETH. So in the last market, what happened is a lot of times they would go into Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then the top 100. But I think right now we're seeing a little bit longer of pauses because when it would go into ETH, then the top 100 would really pump with ETH. What we're seeing right now is we just saw this happen. We just saw Bitcoin go and get dominance right here. Okay, it went up to 62 and now it's lost a lot of dominance. And so what does dominance mean? It means that the amount of market share, there's all sorts of ways we explain this, the amount of market share that Bitcoin holds opposed to the rest of the market has gone much lower. Okay, it's sunk. It used to be at like 70%. So 70% of the entire crypto market was Bitcoin. Now it's on the 50%. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Well, you got to think about it. People are in crypto to get rich. They're not here to invest in technology. They're here to get rich. They're here to be greedy. They're here to make a lot of money. So why would a person get into Bitcoin right now? It's clearly not going to make them a lot of money. So where's the next place they're going to roll into? Ethereum. Okay. Now that Ethereum's at $3,500 and hitting severe resistance right here, what are they going to do with all these profits? We literally just saw over the last 3 or 4 days about $400 billion. Let's just go look at the market cap so I don't make numbers out of my butt. Okay, so if we look at the past few days, let's look at the last month. Okay, we just watched the market cap go from just literally almost 2 weeks ago, 900 billion to at its peak, literally 248 billion. Okay, everyone invested right here is in profits. Okay, so we see a ton of people taking their money out of ETH right now. They took their money out of Bitcoin, and I predict they're going to take their money out of Dogecoin. Where is this money going to go? Do you think the people are done at the casino? I don't think people are going to take their ETH profits. I don't think people are going to take their Dogecoin profits. I don't think they're going to take their Bitcoin profits and check out. I think they're going to do what they've always done. And they're going to start investing in the top 100 coins and in the micro caps. For example, if we go look at SPI right here, and this is frustrating. I see a lot of people getting frustrated with this, and don't get me wrong, it's not fun for me either, but we watched it go from 280 down to $100 right now. Not awesome. Okay, that sucks. That sucks. Granted, we're seeing some of this. People are starting to get back into these coins. That being said, okay, let's look at the charts on the charts on this and see, is this weird? Okay, so we saw SPI at the beginning of this year go nuts. Okay, it went all the way up to $50. Then it went all the way down to 25. Ow. Okay, and it just did this. It did this, and then it went up, and then it went down. And then it went up from 50 to 200. Okay, all the way to 280. You have to understand at this point right here, it went from $9 to $60. A clean 6x. Right here again, $45 to $300. A clean 5x. Am I saying buy shopping.io right now? No, it's one of my favorite coins, but I'm not telling you to buy it. What I'm telling you is this behavior right here is super normal for microcap coins. Okay? And just like we saw before, as soon as people make their money on their microcaps, what do they do with it? And this is what I missed out on. Which is kind of fine. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, this was my plan all along. But as you guys know, I have a diverse portfolio across the top 10, the top 100, and in microcap coins, with about 40% sticking in the top 10, about the other 30% sitting in the top 100, and then another 30% sitting in microcap coins. Okay, so necessarily not that bad, all right? As the top 10s have pumped, they've covered my microcap losses. As the top 100s have pumped, they've covered those losses. Not losses, but the downs on them. I'm still about 2x on those things. But why haven't I sold those things to pop into the top 10 now, which is pumping? Because this is bad, okay? Like a lot of people right now, they're all going to be piling into Ethereum. Look, Ethereum at the start of this month would have been a hell of a buy, all right? A hell of a buy. But you have to buy things when they're boring. Right now, we're really sitting on a really overbought coin right now. So if you buy in right now or you chase this pump right here, I mean, if you got it in at $2,500, this is only a 15% gain. That's just not great. So you're going to have to catch things early, and you're going to have to catch things when they're boring. And so what did people do when the microcaps all pumped? They moved all their money into the top 10 coins. They moved all their gains, all their profits straight back into them. We saw literally every top 10 coin, even the most boring coin ever, which is one I actually really like, Litecoin. We can see right here, March 22nd, everything started pumping in the altcoin area. Okay, everybody made their gains. Then all the microcaps started dumping, and then what happened? Bam, everything went nuts over here. Okay? And so what do I think is about to happen in the marketplace right now? Well, I think there's a little bit of a delay between Ethereum and Binance Coin because they really lead the market now. They have huge market caps. I don't really consider these altcoins anymore. Okay, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, a little bit Binance Coin. This isn't accurate. This is just my perspective on it. I think Ethereum and Bitcoin kind of sit in the same category right now, with Ethereum just being a superior Bitcoin. Okay? I could see in the past when I sold Ethereum it going to 3,000, but that was a 100% gain, an 86% gain that I weirdly wasn't that interested in. You know, I've seen that gain from ADA, literally, when I moved a lot of my Ethereum into ADA. And so again, I'm not pooping on 100% gain here. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to get 200, 300% gains. So not the right time to sell Ethereum, but again, not really regretting the decision because I'm super well positioned for what's coming up right here. I think Ethereum's probably going to dip down to $3,200, $3,100. I don't see it going to $4,000 right now. I don't see us brute forcing our way to 600 million right now. Okay, we could get to 4,000, but as soon as Ethereum starts being boring, which, by the way, buying in right now doesn't make any sense to me, because even if we go to 4,000, that's a 15% gain. That's a 20% gain while sitting on something that's super overbought. That makes no sense to me, okay? At least where I'm sitting at right now. And buying Dogecoin right now, I don't see it brute forcing its way to 150 million to get to $1. I just don't see it. Okay? But what I do see people doing is getting bored with Ethereum and bored with Dogecoin and bored with Bitcoin, just like they always do, and going, what do I buy next? So what are the things that are going to pump next? Well, we have to look at what's coming up in the news. All right. So for example, the Cardano mainnet is coming up. At least Alonzo testnet is going to be coming up here very, very soon. What are people going to do? Well, let's look at the last time what happened when the testnet was going live. You can see it right here. Bam. Okay, and as soon as that testnet went live, boom, back down to $1. Okay? As soon as the hype is done with something, people sell it. Okay? But that's coming up again. All right, so we're seeing another bump right here. Same exact type of bump we saw right here. Very similar looking bump. That's not how you buy crypto, by the way. I'm an idiot when it comes to crypto. Don't listen to anything I say. And looking at comparing bumps to each other is a superstitious confirmation bias way of deciding what's going to go up. But looking at this right now, I'm seeing a similar pattern before that testnet went up. Okay, so I'm holding a lot of ADA right now. Now, are people going to keep aping in the Ethereum and Binance coin when the gains are only 10, 20%? No, because everyone's trying to get rich. So where are they going to go next? Probably Polkadot, probably Chainlink. Solana has a really good chance, in my opinion, of coming up and doing a Binance coin. Maybe not the same height that Binance coin has gone to because it's not being used at the same rate, but I could easily see a $20 million, $30 million, or $30 billion market cap. Okay? If we look at other coins, look, at this point, I'm not going to tell you what top 100 coins to get into because I think it's literally a coin flip. The ones I'm in right now are Avalanche, Algorand, Kusama, Elrond, Engine, Mana, and I think Reserve Rights, I think Harmony One, all have really good narratives to pump up because what people are buying right now is the narratives. Elrond sits in the same type of category as Solana does. Same thing with AVAX. Same thing a bit with Harmony One. Okay, so I can see that same narrative being used in this upcoming altcoin season to pump them up. Because again, I'm not really worried about the technology. I'm worried about the narrative, and the narrative could be this. But I really just see the top 100 coins going crazy. I just see that happening. And then what I see happening again is the microcaps going nuts again, because what are people going to do with all their profits right here? You have to understand that it takes less and less money to pump these. So Ethereum right here, let's say we see 50 billion drop out of Ethereum. Okay, we see a small 20% drop, which is completely reasonable from 3,400 where it's at right now. By the time I finish this video, it's going to be like 5,000 and everyone's going to be super mean on Twitter. But let's say we see 50 billion roll out of Ethereum and 10 billion roll out of Bitcoin and 15 billion roll out of Binance coin and then 10 billion roll out of Dogecoin. That's I'm not going to do math, but around 100 billion, 150 million bucks just pooped out of there. You have to understand that in order to move these coins massive amounts, how much money do we have to put into AVAX to double it from here? 4 billion. Not that much. Not that much compared to that amount of money leaving those coins right there. We don't have to see Ethereum collapse. We just have to see $50 billion go out of it. Algorand right here, same exact thing. We go down to Harmony One. All right, where's that at? Okay, we only have to see $2 billion for it to 3x at this point. That's why this market works like that, in my opinion. People are going to get really bored, and then another one I'm holding a lot of is Anchor. Okay, and so what I'm doing at this point is these coins aren't really pumping hard right now. I didn't move any of my small microcaps. I didn't sell any of these for that because those are down right now. And the last thing you want to do is sell a coin that's down for a coin that's pumped. What I did do, as you guys know, is before this big dip came, I exited a lot of my portfolio and converted into Tether, and I've been slowly allocating that Tether back in. And so these are the things I've gotten back into. Okay, and I bought a lot of things back at much lower prices. For example, I sold ADA at 133, and I bought most of it back at 103, 105, all the way ranging to 115. Okay, same thing with my Litecoin, same thing with my DOT. I moved a lot of the extra money I made from that into Decentraland and all these other caps that I'm moving into. Okay, so as soon as that's done, I see all the money again going into the microcaps. But instead, what I'm going to be doing this time, guys, I'm just telling you straight up, I see it do this again, I'm probably going to be exiting right here and rolling in the top 10 coins. Because I can't find a single altcoin, let's look at even a great one like Origin Protocol, that's not going to do this after it pumps. I can't find a single example of it doing that. We can even look at something like STMX. Okay? And so, again, the number one thing you also have to focus on, guys, is a strategy where you actually go and just hold these. So, for example, I got in the SMTX like way down here, okay? Like when JR and when I first mentioned it. So I'm still really up on this. And so in order to enjoy these ups, you could just hold straight through them. But this point in the market, I think when an altcoin goes up, it's going to go back down. And even if I miss like a 2-3x gain, it's really about putting the money back in a top 10 portfolio at this point, because we're going to see there's the upcoming crash, I think, is coming. I don't think we're in a super cycle. I could be wrong, and I'd be delighted if I was wrong. But I don't see Ethereum holding a $500 billion market cap. It's not more valuable than PayPal. I'm not going to wait for another altcoin pump after this. Okay, I'm not going to ride the altcoin pumps deep into the market. So I think we're about to enter a big alt season of things like you guys know the coins I'm into. I'm not going to mention them again. This video is to help you, not to pump coins that I'm holding in the microcaps. You guys can see pretty much my exact portfolio in my portfolio video on this channel. And I'm holding the same exact microcaps with the exclusion of OVR and a few other ones, okay? Because I just want to be in a little bit fewer microcaps. And so that's just generally my general thoughts on the market right now, guys. I'm not going to give you financial advice. Don't listen to me. I think you need to look at this and look at the patterns that are happening right now. But I think Ethereum is going to maybe go up a little bit further, maybe even go with a 4K, but then it's going to get really boring and go down. We're going to see the top 100s go ham, and I really wouldn't be buying Ethereum or Dogecoin right now, okay? I just wouldn't be buying those things, because the upside compared to the downside isn't worth it right now. It'd be way better to buy the top 100 coins that haven't returned to their all-time highs, and then also be looking at a few microcaps that you really like, which I've mentioned tons of times on this channel subtly. You can dig through and find the microcaps that I'm in. But you have to understand, like, all right, look, people were really bored with Ethereum before, so they bought microcaps. My mistake was staying in the microcaps, not trading back into Ethereum. So what lesson can we take away from that? Ethereum's going to get boring again, and what are people going to do? They're probably going to do the same thing they did again. I don't see people going, oh, well, you know, we're just going to wait and hold on to these Ethereum gains, and we're going to stop trying to get rich. People are getting more greedy than ever. They're not going to stop, and they're going to do the same exact pattern. Again, I'd be surprised if they didn't. All right, it would blow my mind if Ethereum just went cleanly to 6K and we didn't see any microcap pumps, and we didn't see any big top 100 pumps. Okay, and we've seen a few of those, but I would just be really shocked if that happens. And so basically what I'm doing right now, again, just admitting that I missed the ETH pump, not trying to get in these top 10 pumps right now that have already happened. I'm moving the tether that I had, or I've been moving the tether that I've had into top 100s that are great projects. I'll gladly mention those because we won't pump anything. That's going to be Anchor, that's going to be Mana, that's going to be Elrond, that's going to be Algo, that's going to be something like Chainlink, that's going to be something like Dot, technically kind of falls into that. That's going to be stuff like Engine and those type of coins. The reason why I'm diversified so much across all of those is because I'm not going to try and pick which one's going to go nuts, okay? And I think they're all going to go nuts, but I know a few of them are just going to tinker out and not do anything. And so I don't want to be trapped in those ones right there. I'm also very much looking at ADA because the narrative going into May and July is going to be ADA's going to kill ETH again. That's going to be the narrative. Is ADA going to kill ETH? I think it has a solid chance of really taking a lot of its market cap, and I think kill is a dramatic word. But the narrative going into the TextNet is going to be ADA's coming now. ADA's coming. It's ADA's time to shine. And that's the narrative I think we're going to go into the next couple months. So let me know if you guys like videos like this. If you like videos, if you like what I'm thinking, follow me on Twitter. It's mostly trolling, but I occasionally talk about what I think is going on. You can hear things before I put them on YouTube because frankly, I'm working a lot more on my business now than crypto. And that's it. Follow me at ZSS Becker and I'll catch you next time.